Hello, you guys. I'm back with another video, and sorry if I look weird, darker than usual. That was a thing. I have my ring light, but for some really odd reason, I haven't gotten around to charging it. I should probably do that because my videos are a little bit dark, so I should probably do that. But today I'm going to be talking about mental health. I'm going to be talking about mental health right now during the pandemic, trying to be as vague as possible so this video doesn't get taken down. And then I'm going to talk about my past struggles with mental health and my current struggle right now with mental health. So let's get into it. So the first thing is mental health right now. I think it's so important that we check in with each other and ask, hey, how are you doing mentally? Because we're all feeling a lot of things. I guess all 50 states now have semi reopened, and we're slowly getting back to a normal, but that normal might not be here for a while. And so that's okay. We are going to learn to adapt, and we're all going to learn to adapt together. I just think it's so important to also know your resources when it comes to mental health and during this time. Now, you can go to an actual therapist, but let me warn you, it is a lot of money. I paid $196 for therapy through like a computer screen. And then I think it was either 196 for in person actually and 195 for like through a computer screen. It was definitely somewhere around there, almost $200. And so it is a lot of money, but if you need the face to face interaction, creating a connection with that person, I highly recommend it. If you want something cheaper, I would definitely check out something like BetterHelp, which is basically an app for counseling, available I think 24/7, and you can text your counselor, you can video chat your counselor, um you can call your counselor, and it's a lot cheaper. I don't know the exact pricing, so you guys can look it up and see what their pricing is. It was kind of hard for me to understand, but I think it was like $35 per session, maybe. I'm not sure. So I highly recommend checking that out. Now I'm going to be talking about my past mental health struggles. So, if you guys have been on my channel for a while, you have seen a lot of ups and a lot of downs of my life. And one of my downs was during my sophomore year of college. I struggled with finding a purpose in life. The things I once knew were suddenly gone from my life. I went to a college that did not have band as like an actual class. They had pep band, which was playing at the games, and yes, you got paid for it, but it wasn't the same thing. I didn't have choir, and I didn't join choir until my senior year of high school because that was the only time I could fit it into my schedule. But when I had choir, it filled such a big, I guess, void in my life that I didn't know existed until I joined. And last but not least, I did not have theater. We in our community do not have much theater opportunity. We have uno community theater, and I have my own personal beliefs and opinions about that theater. I've decided that I'm going to start my theater company because we just have nothing when it comes to theater. And I know ideally you would work in a theater before starting your own theater, but I want to get this going because there's no opportunity like that even in this town. I mean, yeah. So, anyways, back to what I was saying, finding purpose in your life. A lot of things that you have in your life give you purpose, and it gives you a reason to be there. Once that stuff gets stripped away from you, it's hard to deal with. And so I talked to a counselor my sophomore year, my very first counselor ever. We did amazing together. So then I graduated, and then I went to an actual like place in town, and I had a really, really great counselor there that I really liked. And then she ended up moving, and I went with another counselor, and something with the insurance got messed up. I guess different ones take different insurance or whatever. And then I got with somebody who did the telehealth or communicate, I don't know, tele something, which is video chatting. And I liked her, but I don't really feel like she's the right fit for me. But I've only met her once. I've only talked to her once. So yeah. So I think going to a professional was the best thing I could have done for myself. Friends are great, but as one of my very first counselors said, friends are very biased. It really helps to talk to somebody who is trained in mental health, who has the background, who has the education, the knowledge about mental health. And I'm a huge advocate for it. And I know it's not always possible to go to somebody face to face. So again, I really would advise looking into something like BetterHelp or just something like that that's a bit cheaper and actually easier and at your convenience. And right now, I know it's kind of a struggle because finances are a thing. A lot of people aren't getting an income, and so I definitely would check that out. So that's kind of just briefing all of that. And now I really want to spend time talking about my current struggle with mental health. So if you guys know, I think I'm going to actually upload this on YouTube. I'm not going to live stream it, so I can connect that as an eye up here. The video, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to try and figure that out. If not, it'll be in the description. I had a really hard thing when I stopped substitute teaching, and the video is literally called Why I Stopped Substitute Teaching. And you guys can watch that video on your own time. I'm not going to go in depth with it because that's not the point of this video. What I'm going to say is I have struggled with letting people go because of this situation. I had to let go of a mentor to me who was so important in my life, who wasn't just helping me when I was their student, but also when I was just going through all of this with college and navigating college and being a young adult in society. And all of a sudden, this unfortunate thing has happened, and I don't get to talk to them anymore. I have an inkling of who I think started this whole thing, and I'm not going to say who I think it is, but I will say, it's kind of sad to me that you did this because it says more about you than it does about me. And I think if you are a young woman, that's really crappy because, as Elle would say, you can't make yourself feel better or look better by making each other feel worse. Something along that lines is a Legally Blonde quote. And that's not really being a true young woman. So with this whole situation, I've struggled a lot. And it's with letting people go. As soon as this had happened, it was 2 weeks before my birthday. And I think this is kind of so stupid because it has to do with social media. And I just think it's so dumb that this is how we view social media and people on social media. So, again, it was like 2 weeks before my birthday. And obviously, on your birthday with Facebook, which I'm very heavy on Facebook, you obviously get showered with a bunch of wishes, birthday wishes. And I had noticed that not a lot of people wished me a happy birthday. A lot of the teachers, friends that I have on my Facebook are teachers. And only two teachers wished me a happy birthday. And to me, that says so much about them. I could tell that teachers were not interacting with my posts and that something was up. They, with the situation, they did have to open an investigation, and I think that's fine. I think those people are just doing their jobs. I, of course, was mad at those people, but ultimately they were just doing their jobs. And so I had start to see people shutting me out through social media. And I think that's so kind of stupid because not everybody uses social media, not everybody's heavy on Facebook, whatever. A lot of people, though, I noticed shut me out. And I know now that that says more about them than it is about me. Just because an investigation was opened. That's literally one of the reasons. It could also be because I finally opened up about being a lesbian on Facebook too, which, you know what? That's fine. People can believe whatever they want, and that's what I'm currently learning. They can believe whatever they hear, but the sucky part is when it happens in a school setting, people forget that it's often just a rumor. You know, that's all it is. And I actually studied this when I took my management class on how to deal with actual rumors and letting people know that's all it is. And that kind of setting, it's terrible because words fly within that district, not just the school, like with the entire district, and it sucks. And what really helped me was I had a couple people who reached out to me and told me that they had really bad experiences when it came to working with the district, whether it was in a theater department or just education, general education in general. That was weird to say, but anyways. And to my surprise, a lot of people had been through a similar situation of a he said, she said type of thing. And it's why our district can't keep teachers because they're constantly believing things that students are saying. And while to a degree we should believe what students are saying, we also need to realize we're adults, you know, we have rights too. And um yeah, it sucks, you guys, and I've really been having a hard time dealing with it. And I don't fully know how to deal with it because I'm not talking to my therapist right now, because I'm broke AF. And yeah, it sucks. And it sucks that social media, you can tell like who your friends are and who will talk to you and whatnot. And I don't know. I think that can be so inaccurate because that's not always true. Um, and yeah, I guess that's kind of the whole thing. I don't know. I feel like I could have gone somewhere else with that, but that's just that's just that. I think our school system up here especially is very messed up from a student side to parent side to people who work for it side. Um, it's a shame. It's a real shame. And I've actually learned that in a school setting, you're not really a leader, you're a manager. And there is a difference between the two. And you can look it up. I've done a bunch of research on it because of school papers. And they're two completely different things. My entire view of education has changed. And I'm so freaking grateful, though, that this happened because, excuse me, because I didn't have to spend a crap load of money on my education to do this. I was originally going to be a teacher, but then all of this had happened. And before I even got into the education system, I did have somebody tell me that this kind of thing happens. And of course, you don't think it would happen to you. Also, because it did have to do with my sexuality, I did feel like people like me were very not welcomed within the district. And that's sad and that's sucky. Um, but there are laws about that as well. So that's just kind of the whole thing. I've really been struggling with just letting people go. I've been mad at people who had absolutely nothing to do with the situation. And um, yeah, I don't talk to a lot of the teachers anymore. Um, and it's sad. And yeah, that's basically everything, I guess. So if you guys like this video, I know it's all over the place, but a lot of my like more serious ones are. I shouldn't even say that. All my videos are kind of all over the place. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. I now, because I'm uploading this, I know how to do the like video over here and the subscribe thingy over here. So hit the subscribe either up here or I think it's still down there too. I post acting videos, babysitting videos, braces videos, and everything in between, from like lesbian videos to just sit down opening up videos. I do it all. So I hope you guys all are taking care of each other, take care of yourself. Some really quick skills that you guys can have in your toolbox: write things down, talk to somebody, figure out some anxiety coping mechanisms and stress mechanisms, and just take care of yourself. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Why did I just wave like this? Bye.